We are back at the next arena for more KeSPA Cup. We are about to jump into our final match of the night to determine who will get out of the Group C in second place. It's going to be Solar versus Trap.
That is right here, and you know, it's unfortunate one of these players will go home here in the round of 16 with nothing more than really a million Korean won. You know, that point there we saw basically, I think, is a really good point for match points. Something that Trap doesn't do often, but maybe he needs to, you know, show some unique strategies here, because beating Solar in a straight-up game right now in this matchup is just so incredibly hard. He's so good at this matchup. He did lose 2 stats earlier, but I still think he's the better player for this matchup when you look at these 2 races.
He banned Stas on station this time. Kind of happy about that one, you know. And I was favoring Solar against stats. I am heavily favoring him here against Trap. I think it's probably 80 to 20% for me, 80-20, maybe even like 85-15. This guy is literally the best ZVP player in the world, I'd say.
I would agree with that sentiment. Dark may be better at ZVT, but you know, when you look at ZVP, no one is better. No one could touch this guy in that regard. You know, everyone was telling me Trap was in bad form right now. I don't really believe him, though. He's actually played pretty well tonight. He could upset. You know, he could get out of this group. It would be a huge upset, though.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, we are starting game number 1 here, so let's jump into Frost right now.
프로스트로 떠납니다.
Here we are on Frost for game number 1. Up in the top left, the purple Zerg, one of the best CVPers in the world, if not the best. It is Solar.
And his opponent to the top right from the generic renderings, it is Trap. Having a tough road here to this final match. Getting a little bit outclassed in the Pros versus Pros. I feel like that's the real story, just how much better stats played in that PvP match. I mean, he's one of the best PvP players in the world. He's my favorite Pros versus Pros player. I mean, I think he's really got the style down.
It's such a rough group to be a Protoss, you know?
Yeah.
Trap's situation is so hard, which would make it so impressive if he actually did defeat Solar here, because he's going up against one of the best PvPers in the world in stats, and then he goes up against the best CVPer in Solar. It's like
he didn't have an easy time against Marine Lord either. Let's be real.
Marine Lord was like the best TVPer in the world. I'm like, well, this guy. I mean, you know, really.
If it was Beyond, it would just be like, I'm sorry, Trap. You have the best players against Protoss from all 3 races. You're not getting out of this group. No way, no chance. But yeah. A lot of blocking going on here, actually, with this pro. Blocks the natural, now we'll block the third base. Even going to commit to that pylon. This is something that we saw stats do. I think the real reason why we're seeing this a lot is because Solar is so dependent on that third base to get his Ling economy going, you know, his extra larva and stuff. So that's the key here, is just denying this third base is so significant and so helpful against this heavy Ling style that we're seeing from Solar every single time. So I do like this choice. And maybe he's thought of it himself, but perhaps he's kind of taken a page out of Stats' book here.
Yeah, makes sense. We'll see how much damage this first Chrono Boosted Adept can do. Obviously, this pylon still being up is very annoying. He'll deal with that eventually. And, oh, he started a Stalker there for just a second, but then he canceled it.
And a Cyber Core block. He is really going to mess with Solar's build here.
That is so annoying. And you know what this also does is buys time for that Adept to get across and begin microing against these Lings.
Yep, and if he's attacking the Adept, it means he's not attacking the core, which further delays this base. Okay. If he actually kills the drone, that would be insane. He needs to make sure he doesn't lose that drone. Actually going to kill the Lings, too. Good micro here by Solar. Wow.
This is so annoying.
This is really annoying.
And you know what?
He actually will finish the core, I think.
He's just going to cancel it at the last second, and now there's not enough lings.
And he's going to kill the drone.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Trap.
Solar's floating. Well, he was floating 600 minerals there for a second because he can't deal with this.
He needs more lings. He can't send that drone down. If he kills this drone, too, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Okay, he's just going to finally get that away. But this Adept has 9 kills, and this hatchery goes down at 337. About a minute later than he would have liked to have it.
Rough. Definitely a very rough position here. And we do have the Twilight Council in the back, and even with the speed overlord, he did not scout it.
Oh my god. Solar, I think, is a little bit, he's a little bit flustered perhaps here.
Dude, I'm tilted. I don't even play Zerg.
Yeah,
After seeing that, I'm like, well, is he even going to lose that? Oh, man.
He's supply blocked. He won't be able to see the Dark Shrine.
Nothing is going right for him in this game. And, you know, I saw him in the booth, and I didn't say anything, but he looked a little bit pressured, or he just looked a little bit uncomfortable for some reason. And well, I mean, to start off this game in that fashion as well is just so annoying.
He's obviously a defending champion, loses the cross finals to Dark. A little bit frustrating, but what are you gonna do? Lose it? You can't win like every important finals ZVZ, right? In this mirror matchup. Now he loses to Stats, and I think he's just like, oh man, you know, this is really just a tough, I'm having a tough time in this group where I'm favored by most analysts to get out of the group in first place, and I'm having trouble, you know, and even holding, again, my third base up right now versus Trap. So he is going to go for a Ling drop here. The Dark Shrine is done, and so is the Prism, so he can send that across the map. He's just going to fly right into this,
How does Trap scout everything? Like, he just scouts everything, so especially today. I mean, Solar does get a scout of the Warp Prism as well, but I'm just like, this is unbelievable.
These spores, I think, even went down before he knew it was DT. It's a good reaction here by Solar. He's just playing it safe. He's like, something is wrong here. Ling drop comes in. These Lings have speed, and so they're going to be very annoying to deal with. He's definitely going to get a lot of probe kills here. Back at home, he has a few roaches, probably split between the bases a little bit, so can definitely deal with these DTs. There are 4 of them, though. It kills this Spore. The lair isn't ready yet, so these units need to get in here right away. Okay, 4 roaches in the Spore. He's not going to be able to target that down.
He was going for that kamikaze move where it's like, I'm going to get all 4 of my DTs in there and try to kill the Spore before you kill me. We'll see what happens. He's going to, okay. He's going to go for the double Archon drop here as the follow-up. He knows Solar is very well prepared for the DTs. This makes sense.
I wonder what Solar will do next, because he's already built a lot of roaches, and he has a large army, and Trap's base is a little bit late. He doesn't have a full setup yet. He's been delaying that wall off. These Archons just killing a few Lings. He's delayed this base for so long, and he's also kind of trying to stop it from being a tight wall off. He's trying to mess with the building placement. He might just attack with roaches, with speed, and try to end the game, or at least kill this third base with some Ravagers mixed in as well. It could be very powerful. Continue to try to make this drop worth it, but unfortunately not so much. No real damage done here. And there goes the Nexus. So it's a late third base, though. And these Archons, pretty easy to micro those if he doesn't make a mistake.
I love the new Warp Prism range on the pickup. You see some really cool micro with that. And more stuff like Archon drops, Immortal drops. No Colossi drops yet. I'm sure you're happy about that, Wolf.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Please. Well,
maybe it'll come back.
He doesn't make any Ravagers. Okay, I think he just started to. The Ravagers, of course, will be able to help shut this down, knock it out of the sky, keep Trap a little bit more honest with his Prism micro. He's going to go across the map and attack soon, I'd imagine. He's getting a Hydralisk then. But he's still moving across first. Blink is on the way. And he's going to hit the space really hard. Like I said, the infrastructure is not really fully set up here. He has 2 pylons, but he doesn't have any cannons or anything like that. In fact, his sentries are not even in position.
The pylons aren't in that great of a place. Like, they'll be good if Solar, you know, heavily commits. But pretty much only that. He's delaying this, though. He's not going right away, so more Immortal's going to come out, and he's actually sending his entire army back to deal with this Archon drop.
I think he really just wants to shut that down before he attacks, and I guess he's kind of decided with how late this third base is, he doesn't really need to kill it anymore. He's going to transition into Lurkers. The Hydras, if they pop out, can help defend this too, but they are not out currently. About to come out, 12 of them. For the first either spawn, I think will be 4 of them that come out real quick.
This is some cute damage over here.
Yep.
You know, just finding whatever he can find. Has to be really careful, though, with the Hydras out now, as you were saying. He's going to run away with that. Robotics Bay on the way, and a second robotics facility. So could be seeing double disruptor production here. I think that makes sense against this kind of composition.
Colossi, much less likely, but we have seen it before. So actually, watching some KeSPA Cup VODs from last season, last night, watching some Colossus play in this matchup. Not really a thing anymore, but first disruptor's on the way, +2 attack, kind of lining up for both players here. And the lurkers are going to be, if well split, still very powerful against this. As we saw yesterday, you can fight ground armies like this with lurkers if you split them properly. They're just so powerful. And it's really on the Protoss to maintain vision with an observer, have their units split, build a healthy immortal count as well to help fight those, because you can't just do it with pure disruptors. It'll never work. You have to have a healthy comp. You have to have a good mix. So that second robo will also start making some more immortals, I imagine, once he gets about 4 or 5 disruptors out. This base will probably have to be canceled. There's no units nearby. Oh
no cancel.
Misses that one. That's a painful loss of 400 minerals. He's going to commit to this pylon because he knows that these lanes will not escape, and it looks like he's going to get it. Meanwhile, this army's out of position. He can get the lurkers sieged up. He has 6 of them right now. Overseer's here too, and a few Hydras. If he snipes the observer, it's a big problem.
And there you go, already picking away at that Protoss army.
Does he not have an observer here? He has one observer on the map somewhere.
That's a solid, really nice hit. Really chunking away at that army here.
Okay, there is an observer. It's right on top of the army now. He brought it here, but if he loses that, he's not going to have vision. Already seeing Biles go down.
Them force fields, though.
Very nicely done. Okay, here come the disruptors. He needs to make sure he protects these, and he needs to stagger the shots.
Solar trying to block there with the changelings, not successful.
Oh, some TLO level creativity, but unfortunately not going to happen. Ooh, that was some money hits right there. He's got more. Okay, this one not going to be as powerful.
2 very weak lurkers, though. Has to reposition them. And Trap is doing a really nice job of just delaying and fighting against this army, never fully committing, and just, keeping him at bay with the disruptors. And now, Solar is forced back, and his army is in a weird position now.
Okay, he's getting a little bit stuck here. Those disruptor shots stacking on top of each other. That's not what you want. The lurker's continuing to fight here. He wants to snipe this disruptor before the shot goes off. He's unable to do so, but he kills a bunch of expensive disruptors. And this army gets chunked down quite a bit. I don't think Solar could stay here anymore. He needs to regroup and bring more lurkers. I think this is really the last 2 he has in his army right now. Fighting with Hydras here.
Split, but there's nothing to support, and now Trap is on the offensive here.
These Hydras don't even have range, I don't think. I don't think he ever researched that, so
I don't believe so.
They're not as useful as they would be otherwise, and he may just simply roll over and die here. Trap with a very impressive first game. Still has 2 disruptors here in the Archon, and force fields pair really well with those purification novas if used correctly. Saves his 4th base, no problem. Now coming over here, these units are stacking up. Okay, that was a great split there by Solar, but here comes another one.
Doing a nice bit of damage as well. Solar in an awkward position, can't get all of his units down the ramp, and a huge concave here for Trap.
Trying to use some Biles, but they do not connect. I think this is just the end of the game. Trap has too much. Blinks forward, GG.
Trap taking game number 1. Not what we expected, but fantastic disruptor micro and just great engagements. Very, very smart and patient throughout the entirety of that game. And Solar, a guy we tout as the best CDP player in the world, is having trouble in this matchup today.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I really feel that I think 2 big things happened in that game to break him down. The first one is his 3rd base got delayed massively. The second one is that he made a lot of roaches. He got roach speed, planned an attack, didn't execute it. Trap is free to tech up to 2 Robo Disruptor for free, has a 4th base. By the time Solar attacks, Trap is ready, has enough AoE damage to deal with the fight, and micros correctly. But realistically, those 2 things, late 3rd base and the free tech to disruptors, and the huge commit to roaches, which was never really used, is obviously quite a problem.
Yeah, very, very true. You can see Solar's frustration there in the booth. No doubt that Stork that's talking to him on his left, or on his right rather, on our left. Yeah, there he is. Solar really frustrated right now. You can see it just in his movements and his facial expressions. Let's hope he can pull it together here. He's got to win 2 in a row to get out of a round of 16 against a Protoss that is playing some great StarCraft today. It is going to be on KeSPA Station for game number 2, so let's jump into that right now.